Myself present, Councilmember Allen present, Councilmember Benedict present, Councilmember Cortez present, Councilmember Horton present, Councilmember Coopin present, Councilmember Parker present, and Councilmember Vo present. Thank you all for being here today. We do not have anyone signed up for public comment, so without objection, we will move forward with the consent agenda. Congratulations, Councilmember Cortez, on your new baby. That is so awesome. All right, starting with resolutions on consent, RS 2024-649. I'll read the numbers first, and then if we need to pull anything off, we'll do that before I go back and read the captions. So 649 is on consent. 668 is not on consent. We have a substitute. 670 is on consent. 672 on consent. 673 on consent. 674 on consent. 675, 676, 677. Bills on second reading consent. 480, 482, 480, 58, 2023-58 is on consent. Bill 2023-59 on consent. Bill 2024-423 on consent. 449 on consent. No, 449 is not on consent. It's associated with 448. 450 on consent. 451 on consent. 453 on consent. 454, 455, 456, 457, 458, 459, 460, 461, 462, 463, 464, 465, 466, and 467 are on consent. Does anything need to be pulled off of the consent agenda? All right, with no objection, may I have a motion for the moved and properly seconded? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Oh, I didn't read the captions. Sorry, I'm rushing. All right, starting with the captions. RS 2024-649, Cap, Porterfield, Gamble, and others, authorizes the Metropolitan Government and Housing Agency to negotiate and enter into a pilot agreement and accepts payments in lieu of ad valorem taxes with respect to a multifamily housing project located at 400 South Fifth Street, known as 4th and Shelby. RS 2024-670, Cap Gamble Parker, authorizes Shyville, Maine, QOZB LLC to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 918 Main Street. RS 2024-672, Hancock Gamble Parker, authorizes the Director of Public Property or his designee to exercise an option agreement for the purchase of 2 flood-prone properties located at 204 Hickory Street and Hickory Street unnumbered for Metro Water Services. RS 2024-678, Benedict Gamble Parker, amends ordinance BO 2019-1562 of the Metropolitan Government to acquire permanent and temporary easements through negotiation, condemnation, and acceptance for the Richmond Drive Stormwater Improvement Project for 14 properties located on Richmond Drive, Englewood Court, and Haynesboro Avenue. RS 2024-674, Gamble Parker, amends ordinance number BL 2023-1755 to authorize the Metropolitan Government to amend the quantities of public sanitary sewer mains, public sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for property located at 6018 Mount View Road, also known as Campbell Crossing Townhomes. RS 2024-675, Cap Gamble Parker, authorizes the Metropolitan Government to abandon existing public sanitary sewer main and sanitary sewer manholes to accept new public sanitary sewer main, sanitary sewer manhole, and rehabilitation of existing public sanitary sewer main for property located at 210 C South 10th Street, also known as 10th and Fartherland. RS 2024-676, Gamble Parker, authorized the Metropolitan Government to accept new public water and sanitary sewer mains and sanitary sewer manholes for property located at 84 Fairway Drive, also known as Batson Selma Avenue. RS 2024-677, Parker Gamble, authorized the Metropolitan Government to accept new public sanitary sewer manhole for property located at 1300 B Pennock Avenue. Bills on second reading. Bill 2024-480, Coopin Gamble Parker, authorizes Camden Gulch LLC to construct and install an underground encroachment at 909 Division Street. BL 2024-42, Gamble Parker, authorizing Metropolitan Government to accept new public sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for property located at Bluff Road in Williamson County, also known as Walnut Hills Phase 1. Bills on third reading. BL 2023-58, Rutherford, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing a specific plan for a portion of property located at 8001 Walber Street, southwest of the terminus of Tanager Drive, zoned SP, to remove 1.45 acres of open space from the SP. BL 2023-59, Rutherford, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from SP to R40 zoning for property located at 6397 Pettus Road at the northeast corner of Warbler Way and Pettus Road. BL 2024-423, Ewing, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from OR20 to MULA zoning for property located at 4107 Hillsborough Circle, approximately 150 feet southwest of Hillsborough Drive, located within the Green Hills Urban Design Overlay. BL 2024-450, Styles amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by canceling a portion of a planned unit development overlay district located at 5244 Hickory Hollow Parkway, approximately 960 feet northwest of Bell Road. BL 2024-451, Kimbrough, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from RS 15 to RS 7.5 zoning for property located at 3740 Heights Ferry Road, approximately 220 feet southeast of Emerald Drive. BL 2024-453, Welch, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from RS5 to R6A zoning for property located at 310 Joyner Avenue, approximately 415 feet east of Nolensville Pike. BL 2024-454, Gamble, amends Title 17 Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by amending a portion of a specific plan and changing from R10 to SP for properties located at 251 and 253 Nesbitt Lane near the southeast corner of Heritage Glen Drive and Nesbitt Lane to add 1.28 acres to the SP boundary to permit 24 additional multifamily residential units. BL 2024-455, Gamble, authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BL 2024-454, a proposed specific plan, zoning plan, district amendment, and rezoning from R10 to SP for properties located at 251 and 253 Nesbitt Lane. BL 2024-456, Kimbrough, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from RS10 to R10 zoning for property located at 1811 Manchester Avenue, approximately 420 feet northeast of Hydes Ferry Road. BL 2024-457, Coopin, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from MUI to DTC zoning for properties located at 501 600 South First Street, 109 501 South Second Street, 115 Woodland Street, 20 Victory Avenue unnumbered, and a portion of 201 Shelby Avenue and 600 South Second Avenue at the northeast and northwest corner of Sylvan Street and South Second Street, and within the East Bank Redevelopment District. BL 2024-458, Harold, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from AR2A and R8 to SP zoning for property located at 6103 Mount View Road at the northwest corner of Hamilton Church Road and Mount View Road to permit 92 single-family lots. BL 2024-459, Harold, authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BL 2024-458, a proposed specific plan zoning district on property located at 6103 Mount View Road. BL 2024-460, Welch, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from RS5 to OR20 ANS zoning for property located at 201 Ludi Street at the southwest corner of Foster Avenue and Ludi Street. BL 2024-461, Vo, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from CS to MULANS zoning for property located at 924 8th Avenue South, approximately 142 feet north of Archer Street. BL 2024-462, Kimbrough, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from RS 15 to R 15 zoning for property located at 4019 Meadow Road, approximately 298 feet south of Cedar Circle. BL 2024-463, Benedict Evan Siegel, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from RS 7.5 to RS 3.75 zoning for a portion of property located at 1245 Kenmore Place at the current terminus of Lovejoy Court. Bill 2024-464, Hancock, amends Title 17, the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from RS 7.5 to R8 zoning for property located at 1204 Sylvia Drive, approximately 100 feet east of Palmer Avenue. BL 2024-465, Prep T, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from RS 20 to R20 zoning for property located at 1306 Belmont Park Court at the terminus of Belmont Park Court. BL 2024-466, Styles, Sepulveda, Sorora, and others, approves 3 option agreements authorizing the purchase of properties for a new elementary school in Antioch, Tennessee. And BL 2024-467, Spain, Horton, Huffman, and others, amends Section 1704060 of the Metropolitan Code zoning regulations to amend the definitions of commercial amusement inside and commercial amusement outside. And we had a motion and a second. Am I good? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. The consent agenda is approved. Going back to items not on consent, starting with number 2 on your agenda, RS 2024-668, Coop and Gamble Parker approves a participation agreement between NDOT and CBR 300 Second Avenue LLC for reconstruction of a sidewalk located at and between the intersections of Second Avenue South and Korean Veterans Boulevard and Second Avenue South and Mallow Street. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Councilmember Coopin, you are recognized on your bill.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to move the substitute.
All right. May I have a motion on the substitute? Moved and properly seconded.
I just want, can I move with a brief comment, please?
Yes.
Rusty today. So this is just a housekeeping measure. There's a couple typographical things being fixed in this bill, and so nothing crazy here.
Thank you. Any discussion? All right, without further discussion, all those in favor say aye on the substitute. Any against? Any abstentions? Now, we're on the bill as substituted. Any discussion? Moved and properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, moving on to bills on third reading. Number 13, BL 20. Oh, did I miss one? 11, I missed one. BL 2024-481, Styles, Gamble, and Parker authorizes the Metropolitan Government to abandon existing public water main and easement and to accept new public water main and easement for property located at 4230 Century Farms Terrace. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. There is an amendment, and the sponsor sent a letter with the planning table we will have our council.
So the amendment here, the original bill says amendments to this legislation shall be approved by ordinance. It intended to say resolution, so the amendment makes that fix.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Zeitlin. So we are just have a typical error being corrected. Any discussion? All those in favor of the amendment say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Now on the bill as amended, may I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of the bill as amended say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. Now moving on to number 13, BL 2023-56, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from AR to A and SP to SP zoning on properties located at 6419, 6423, and 6431 Pettis Road, and a portion of property located at 8001 Wobbler Way, approximately 620 feet northeast of Nolensville Pike, and can we take the second other associated bill with it?
Because they have substitutes, you might want to do.
Okay, since they both have substitutes, we'll do them separately. So this one by Rutherford, may I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded, and this, there is a substitute that I'm sure we want to move. Actually, I'll sign on to it if I need to. I'll sign on to the substitute. Councilmember Rutherford, who never misses, had to attend his son's school's open house today, so that's why he's not here. But we want to make sure that we move and discuss this bill as needed, so I'll sign on to it. Any moved and properly seconded? Any discussion? Well, do you want to? Okay. Planning, if you wouldn't mind just giving us a brief explanation of the substitute.
Hi, the substitute mostly adds the Planning Commission conditions of approval to the bill. Oftentimes, if a bill is filed in advance of hearing before the Planning Commission, then a substitute is needed to be filed to add those conditions onto the bill.
Thank you, and I think a lot of those conditions, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, came out of the public hearing that was held here on, at the last meeting, or maybe at the Planning Commission?
They were added they were at the Planning Commission. So when when this bill was introduced at council, it was then re-referred to the Planning Commission. So then the planning staff worked through the bill with the applicant, worked through the plan with the applicant. And so they were just reflective of the Planning Commission's approval. There was one condition that was noted on the plan, but the Planning Commission didn't have as a separate condition, which the council member wanted added and into those conditions, which the council office added related to construction traffic, but that was not listed out in the Planning Commission conditions.
Okay, so it added additional confirmational condition to the actual bill. Yes, okay, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Councilmember Allen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will confess that I have not seen the amendment, so I may be asking a question that y'all have answered, and I apologize for that. In the public hearing, there were a number of people who said that in general they thought this was good, but there was concern about only having one access that would drive all the traffic onto Warbler Way, and I'm just wondering if that was one of the conditions or if that's a change that the council member made.
The plan nor the conditions have changed from what the Planning Commission saw at the Planning Commission meeting.
Right.
The plan has 2 access points onto Warbler Way. The Planning Commission, the plan that the Planning Commission approved had 2 access points. I believe a lot of the conversation was that the northern piece and the southern piece are not connected by an internal connection point, but that has not changed.
Gotcha, but there are 2 access points.
There were at the Planning Commission approval, and there still are 2 access points, but it is disconnected internally to the development.
Okay, that makes a difference. All right, thank you, I appreciate that.
Thank you, and just to piggyback on Councilmember Allen's question, because I do remember some discussion at the public hearing about concerns about construction traffic using one of those access points. Is that addressed in this as well?
I would defer to Matthew. I didn't write that condition.
Okay.
The condition added related to construction traffic matches what was in the revised plans that are also included in the substitute, and it limits the construction traffic to the existing crossing off of Pettis Road.
Okay.
The council member was satisfied with that, so I assume it met the community's concerns.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Any other discussion? All right, with no further discussion, we will take a vote on the substitute. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, now we're on the bill as substituted. Thank you. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. So we'll move on to the associated bill. Number 14 on your agenda, BL 2023-57 by Rutherford, authorizes building materials and restriction requirements for BL 2023-56. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. There's a substitute for this bill as well. If the planning table wants to talk about this one, thank you.
This is just an update to the number of units. So when the bill was filed, it was filed with 230 units. The Planning Commission heard and approved it at 233 units. So this is just simply updating that number of units in the caption.
Thank you. Any discussion on the substitute? With no further discussion, all those in favor of the substitute say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, now we're on the bill as substituted. May I have a motion? Thank you so much. Any discussion on the bill as substituted? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Moving on to number 18, BL 2024-448 by Stiles and Ellis, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from SCR to SP zoning for properties located at 5244, 5246, 5252, 5260, Hickory Hollow Parkway, 927 Bell Road, 5178, 5234 Mount View Road, and Mount View Road unnumbered. May I have a motion? Moved as properly seconded. There is a substitute on this bill. May I have a moved and properly seconded? If the planning table wants to give a brief explanation of the substitute.
Sure, this is another instance where the bill was filed in advance of the Planning Commission having heard it. So the substitute is simply adding the Planning Commission conditions of approval and substituting with the plan that was considered by the Planning Commission.
Thank you. There is a letter, we did receive a letter from the chair, from the sponsor for approval. Is there any discussion on the substitute? All right, without further discussion, all those in favor of the substitute say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Now we're on the bill as substituted. Thank you. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, and is that the final one, number 22? And finally, let's see, did I get? I did not get number 19, which is the associated bill. There is not a substitute on this bill. Maybe that's why we didn't. Okay, there's no substitute, but I didn't take it since the other one hadn't passed. So we'll go back to number 19, Bill 2024-449, Stiles, authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BL 2024-448. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, now moving to number 22 on your agenda, BL 2024-452 by Councilmember Coopin, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by adding the East Bank Sub-District to Chapter 17.37 Downtown Code, all of which is described therein. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. There is a substitute on the bill, and we'll go to Councilmember Coopin on the substitute.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to move the substitute with a brief comment.
Not a second? Moved and properly seconded? Go for it.
Thank you, Chair. Again, my continued appreciation to Chief Development Officer Mendez and Anna Greider and all the teams that are working so hard on this. This substitute just has a couple tweaks to it, adding the recycling collection center, adding a DTC East use area to the zoning table, and then modifying just a couple of setbacks and spacing and things like that. So fairly housekeeping in nature, a couple of changes, nothing too substantive, but appreciate all their efforts and hope my colleagues support the substitute.
Thank you. Any discussion on BL 2024-452? All right, no discussion on the substitute. All those in favor of the substitute say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Now on the bill as substituted. Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Thank you. All those in favor of the bill as substituted, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much, committee, on all your hard work, in particular, Councilmember Coopin and these, Mr. Mendez on the East Bank project. Thank you for all your hard work on that. I think that concludes our agenda. Thank you.